The price of crude oil jumping after President Trump says the conflict in Iran could last several weeks. So what does that mean for us here in the oil patch? News West 9's Stephen Pepper breaks it down. Stephen.
Crystal, Stephen Robertson of the Permian Basin Petroleum Association tells me short-term spikes likely impact traders, but the longer prices rise, that can start affecting you and me.
A conflict overseas with possible consequences right here at home. Over the weekend, the United States and Israel launched missile strikes on Iran, sparking retaliation that President Donald Trump says could last weeks. And that uncertainty shook the markets. U.S. crude oil prices jumped more than 6%. Stephen Robertson with the Permian Basin Petroleum Association says when trouble flares up in the Middle East, energy markets react fast.
Anytime there's conflict in the Middle East, it seems to ruffle the markets. We've seen that happen, whether it's because of threats or damage done to infrastructure and production, or it's threats or damage done to transportation routes, in particular the Strait of Hormuz.
The Strait of Hormuz is critical. More than 20% of the world's daily oil supply passes through that narrow waterway. And while Iran produces less than 5% of global oil, its location gives it major influence. But here in West Texas, which produces about half of America's oil, there could be a short-term upside.
For the short term, it's obviously a bit of a relief for prices that had been repressed for a while out here. And I'm sure that there will be some benefit that is gained by that.
But long term, that's less clear. Robertson says if prices stay high, drivers could feel it at the pump. The national average for gas sits at $2.96 a gallon, and experts say could top $3 soon. But still, after more than a century of booms and busts, Robertson says the Permian Basin knows how to weather uncertainty.
It is almost even more of just another example of the oddities, the threats, the changes that can happen in our industry, but even more of a reason to keep your eye on those long-term opportunities.
And Robertson also says it's unclear how local production and drilling plans will adjust to the market shift. But as long as this conflict continues, of course, we'll keep you updated on what it means for us. Guys.